Oh, Valentine's Day. It's that time of the year again. And Valentine's Day means a whole lot of different things to a whole lot of different people. For some people, Valentine's Day is an exciting day to celebrate love. For others, it's a blatant reminder of just how single you actually are. For me, it's less about the actual day, it's more about the next day where I can get a whole bunch of discount chocolate. But for our characters in the story Heart Eyes, it's all about escaping the Heart Eyes killer, a bloodthirsty killer with a kink. Let's talk about it. Heart Eyes follows a masked maniac with glowing red eyes who returns every Valentine's Day to terrorize unsuspecting couples. It's directed by Josh Ruben and written by Phillip Murphy, Christopher Landon, and Michael Kennedy. Let me start with the most obvious positive for the movie Heart Eyes, the Heart Eyes killer. I really like this killer. I think that he kind of slays. I like the mask design here, I like the sound design here, I love how some of his kills utilize these fun little Valentine's Day themed Cupid arrows. The bright red glowing eyes really add something unique to the look of the killer, and the way that they make the killer sound and walk is really quite threatening. Heart Eyes is very heavy on their feet, and we hear them approaching each time through loud thumping noises. So I think that this antagonist here, our killer here, is crafted to be the most perfect mix of aggressive, fun, and memorable. There's also quite a bit of kills in this movie, and I think that some of them are pretty good. I mentioned that the Heart Eyes killer uses these cupid little arrows for a couple of his kills, which I really like. But I also just in general really like how they incorporate the Valentine's Day theme a lot throughout the kills in this movie. The last kill, though, is the one that stuck out to me. My god, this is pretty gory, and I think perfectly wraps up a Valentine's Day themed horror movie. But not only did the kills incorporate the Valentine's Day flair, I think that the whole atmosphere of the movie did as well. I love the aesthetics here. They played on the theme really well with the use of lights. The bright red and pink colors really popped throughout the whole movie, allowing us to really feel that Valentine's Day love is in the air type feeling and atmosphere. There's the scene that takes place at a restaurant, like a Valentine's Day date, and the lighting is just magnificent. The bright pinks, the bright reds, it really brings together the flair of fun and the Valentine's Day feel. So I think that the filmmakers really embodied the holiday horror theme on all fronts: the kills, the aesthetics, and the atmosphere. We were given some really good characters in this movie as well. Allie, the main character played by Olivia Holt, is going through a breakup and she's become pretty jaded about love. Relatable. She's a really great protagonist. She's easy to root for and relate to, and her relationship with the man that she slowly starts to fall for, Jay, played by Mason Gooding, is fun to follow because the two of them are actually quite platonic until they kiss to make an ex jealous, which catches the eye of the one, the only Heart Eyes. And of course we also have a great best friend character here, the best hype woman, really funny. She adds a good element of comedy and fun to the movie, and that's Allie's best friend Monica, played by Gigi Zumbado. Which leads me to the final positive of the movie. This movie is funny. I think that there's countless jokes that play on the kind of extremes of love, like the silliness and craziness that can come with it. For example, there's this opening scene where a man is proposing to his girlfriend, and she has basically an exact script for what he should be saying to her while proposing, and then the camera ends up not getting the perfect picture of the proposal, so they have to redo the whole thing, and it's just not authentic at all. And there's just some funny satirical moments like that that I really liked throughout this movie. There's all sorts of one-liners that also made me giggle, and countless moments where the movie does succeed in creating a story that's interesting yet doesn't have to be taken super seriously. It's just a fun holiday horror, and I really enjoyed what they did here. So Heart Eyes is kind of a whodunit film, so on the negative side I have to say I did think this one was a little bit predictable. A lot of the clues were there. I wouldn't say that I was upset with kind of the final reveal and the final ending of the movie, but I did see it coming. It's basically exactly what I expected, so no big shock moments for me personally. Another negative is that it was a little bit cheesy in moments, but I think that the cheesiness did actually add to the humor that they were going for, as well as some of the satire, so that wasn't really a big issue for me. There were some jump scares that I do not think were done effectively, to be honest. I think that they could have built the tension up more and really got us. Honestly, I always get got by jump scares, and none of these really got me, so that says something. I didn't think that they were executed all that well. But at the end of the day, I'm happy not getting got by the jump scares. The final thing is there's a couple conveniences here, just like I would expect with kind of a slasher. They weren't extremely blatant, so I'll let that pass. I'll let that slide. Not a big deal. Overall, guys, though, I loved Heart Eyes. I did. I thought that it was the perfect mix of fun, silly, and gory with both a great protagonist and antagonist, Heart Eyes. Heart Eyes the Killer is pretty effective, and I thought that the atmosphere really emulated the Valentine's Day feel, and the fun colors and the soundtrack made it quite engaging. The most important thing is, though, that I had fun with this one. For me, it's a perfect little holiday horror slasher, and it's definitely going to be a rewatch for me every Valentine's Day season. I'm giving this a 4.25 out of 5. While it is a tad predictable and could have built up tension a little bit more effectively, in general, I think they did a great job with this movie. I was having a blast. But let's see what the general consensus is. Average audience score 3.5 out of 5, 80% Rotten Tomatoes. I think that's about right. There's a lot of 5s. I feel like a slasher like this is definitely suitable to have kind of that polarizing, lots of 5s, lots of 1, definitely more 5s than 1s, but it's going to be something where it's like, either people are thinking it's going to be silly and they're going to take it too seriously and they're going to be like, no, this is stupid, or they're going to kind of understand what the filmmakers were going for here and know that it's supposed to be fun, a little slasher, and it's supposed to be funny. After all, it is a comedy horror, and I personally love comedy horrors, so I had a fun time with this. I definitely think that this really does lean more towards the good side of slasher horror than the bad side, so it's a fun one. I'm not surprised with this rating, and I loved it. I recommend going to see this one in the theaters if you guys want to and haven't seen it yet. With Valentine's Day being on a Friday this year, I think that it is a fun one to see whether you're in a relationship, single, or in a it's complicated situation. There are elements of all 3 situations in Heart Eyes, and if you like slashers, I think you'll have a good time with this vibrant yet violent holiday story. But be warned, because as we know, this Valentine's Day, no couple is safe. But what did you guys think? Did you guys like Heart Eyes? Did you love it? Did you hate it? Are you somewhere in between? Let me know your thoughts. Do you agree? Do you disagree? I would love to hear what you guys think. And thank you guys for watching, and catch me next time. Peace.